Hello, I am Max Locke. Welcome back to the All 22 podcast, and I am here with your host, Ethan Schenk. Let's hear Ethan Schenk.
Do you feel powerful doing that? Like,
yeah, I do.
You have a sense of power.
Yeah, I feel like I'm on the top when I do the intro. So
you have to do it more. Then I'll have to let you do it more. I think you did a really good job.
Thank you.
Welcome back to the All 22 podcast. It's been a little bit. Crazy weekend. We watched a lot of football Sunday. Played a lot of football Saturday. We had Mountain Day yesterday.
Yes.
For those of you non-Juniadians, we cancel classes and go to the lake for the day. So we had that yesterday. And now we're here, though. So we're ready to roll. We got a lot to talk about from over the weekend. A little bit of our college football, a little bit of Division I college football, and then some NFL stuff. So I guess we'll get this started. Make sure to follow Instagram, check out YouTube, TikTok, all 22_pod. Check the stuff out there. So let's get started with our football. This weekend we played McDaniel, the Green Terror, a pretty dumb name, but
yeah, pretty dumb.
Yeah, but we took a tough loss. I thought we improved a lot from our previous game against Grove City, but still more to improve at the end of the day. For me, I got my first real look at college football. One of our corners got called for targeting, which was a really bad call.
It was a bad call.
On the fourth defensive play in the game, so I played the rest of the game at safety. We switched a few guys around, so I finished the game out at safety. Had a lot of welcome to college football moments. Got hit a few times pretty hard, but I'm still standing and ready to go for another week. This week, this will be a fun one. We got John Hopkins coming up, number 10 team in the nation right now. 10? They're at 10. They're a really good program, so we're looking, to make some noise around and prove everybody wrong. We got nothing to lose. They got everything to lose. It's
exactly
kind of that dog mentality at this point. So I'm excited to roll, get another opportunity to play some college football. Any thoughts on this weekend, or this past weekend, or what's coming up this weekend?
Yeah, we definitely improved from last week.
Shoot, let me turn the AC off. I can kind of hear it.
Yeah, so we definitely improved from last week. We got drives going. We stopped drives against them. It was a tough loss because we were only down, a couple points by half. So it was like 3 points, right? And we just couldn't finish. But hopefully, like this week, we can improve even more. And maybe upset a top 10 team, because that would be amazing. And we want to win. We have nothing to lose to win.
No, I want to win really bad. I just want to win super bad. That's what everybody wants to do, sadly. So we gotta want to win more, if you know what I'm saying. So in this weekend was our first home game, which was really cool. It was a cool experience. A small town can kind of gather around and support. We had a good bit of the student body out, I thought, and it was just really fun. They played a lot of music in between downs and stuff, which was a lot different than high school. Usually you don't get that.
Yeah, you don't.
The pep band was going, and it was a pretty fun Saturday.
Yeah, it's really nice to walk out of the locker room, it's like a decline to the stadium, straight walk. So it's really menacing from the other side to just see us walk down, and I don't know, it's like the best. It's like the best thing to do.
So we're at John Hopkins this weekend. The next weekend, we have homecoming. So we're home again. We have our homecoming game against Gettysburg, which is very, very exciting because there's a lot of activities going on around that. And then the next day, that Sunday, is actually Special Olympics, which is also really cool. Yes. So we'll move on from our college football. We will get into some Division I football here. From this weekend, my biggest takeaway is, why do people pay small schools when they could possibly get beat? Because it happened multiple times. Let me see here.
The Texas A&M and Appalachian State game.
Was
why?
1 point. I think that game was like 1.2 million.
Yeah.
It was and Appalachian State with another big upset against one of the best teams in the nation.
It's kind of
back at Michigan. It's absolutely insane. Max, what the heck?
My bad.
That actually genuinely scared me. Oh my gosh.
Gotta switch my wash over now, but I'll do that later.
No, go right now.
No, I got it.
So yeah, that's just the big theme of Appalachian State. They can come up in big spots and beat big teams. Let me see what I have wrote down. The thing about Texas A&M is they have the #1 recruiting class in the nation.
They do.
That's it's disappointing.
When they tried so hard to get the best players they could.
Best players, they have all that NIL money, but and they still lose to an FCS school. So kudos to the underdog there, Texas A&M.
Hopefully we can do the same this week.
We can do the same because we're that underdog mentality. And then we have Notre Dame against Marshall. Marshall beats Notre Dame. Let me see. So Marshall beat Notre Dame. The Herd. They're the Herd, right? Yeah, Marshall the Herd. We Are Marshall. Great movie. But another one, it was like $1.5 million.
Yeah.
It's like you're paying these teams for, an easy dub, but you just couldn't get it done. Talking about Notre Dame, new head coach Marcus Freeman, a lot of new players on that roster, but still you're one of college football's finest. Like you can't lose these games because now both teams are essentially out of the playoff race.
Yes, definitely. I
know both were top 15. I know Texas A&M was number 6. I don't know what Notre Dame was at the time. But still, you're done at this point. Even, they're implementing the 12-team playoff in a few years, but still, when there's only 4 teams in a playoff, you can't lose these games where you're paying the other team to play you.
You definitely can't lose these games.
They're no-lose games, but the underdog, finds a way to win, which is pretty cool. We'll get into the NFL now. So I thought week 1 was very weird.
There was a lot of close games.
And a good bit of upsets. The Bears beat the 49ers. Giants beat the Titans. Colts and Texans tied. And then the Steelers beat the Bengals.
But in overtime.
It just, bizarre.
And the Eagles had a really close game against the Lions. Which, they both played good games.
We'll talk about our team. So, Eagles, Lions, 38-35.
Yeah.
I believe Jalen Hurts was 18 of 23 for around 240 yards.
He had a pretty good passer rating.
He had a pretty good passing game, but on the ground is where we excelled. 4 different players had a rushing touchdown.
First time in a while.
First time in since the 60s. And then we had James Bradbury, our new corner, had a pick 6.
Which was his first in the career.
His first career pick 6 off of Kaiser White's deflection, which was pretty insane. I thought Philly played a good game. We really got A.J. Brown involved. 11 catches, 155 yards. Which is a Eagles record for most yards, most receiving yards in a debut game as an Eagle.
Yeah, and but they didn't get Devontae Smith in as much involved as much as I wanted
he's
to.
On my fantasy team.
Yeah, you definitely were mad about that when we were watching it.
But still, I feel like you do have to get Devontae involved as well because defenses are going to look and put a lot of help with A.J. Brown, and Devontae Smith is that guy.
Yeah, I did see something that Nick Sirianni put out that said Devontae Smith will be involved more next week in the coming weeks, so that's good.
Looking at next week's matchup, it's a Monday night game. We will sadly be in study hall, so we'll have to get on as soon as we get done study hall. Because we coaches, if you're listening, we do not watch NFL games during study hall. We get our work done. We are student athletes. Student athletes.
Yeah, student first, athletes after.
Right? So, we'll tune into that game, see as much as we can. I think it'll definitely be a difficult game. Justin Jefferson coming off a really good game. Kirk Cousins is a solid quarterback. So, I think, it'll be a good one, a good Monday night. But I do think the Eagles can come out on top. I think that passing attack of A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith, if we get him involved, is a little bit too much for the Vikings secondary. And in terms for our defense, Jordan Davis really stuffed the run, which was our biggest, defensive weakness last week. So keeping Jordan Davis in that game, I think our secondary has gone a lot better over the few years. So we can definitely, try our best to lock up Justin Jefferson. He's going to get his catches. He's going to get his yards. He's going to get a touchdown. I think we can do the best, to contain him while stopping Adam Thielen and Jalen Reagor, because it is Jalen Reagor's revenge game now.
His revenge game. I don't know. The Vikings had a really good game their first week, so it's exciting to see this matchup because they're both coming off a win. And one thing that is really sad about the Eagles' D-line is Derek Barnett actually tore his ACL.
Yes, so he's out for the season. We'll get into injuries now. There was a bunch of key injuries. Dak Prescott is out for the foreseeable future with his hand. I think a hand injury. TJ Watt is out for 6 weeks.
I didn't even see that.
Yeah, he's out 6 weeks. I forget what happened to him, but he will be out for some time. I'm trying to think who else. Can you think of anybody else that got injured?
Not off the top of my head, but
so those are some of the big ones. Definitely look out for. I think with Dak being hurt and Cooper Rush being the quarterback, the Eagles have a pretty easy path to the NFC East title.
I mean, I agree with that, but the Washington, I mean, they beat the Jaguars, but
Carson Wentz looked solid. 4 touchdowns. He did throw 2 picks, but that's Carson Wentz. They did look solid. The Giants looked solid too. Beating the Saquon looked good.
Saquon looked really good.
I don't think
they could finish.
They're not on the Eagles level at this point. So I think the Eagles, have, ready to roll, ready to win the NFC East. That's what I'm talking about. So, finish this episode off. I want to go in a little buy or sell episode. So I got a few teams. I have, if I'm gonna, buy these teams, the teams that I really like right now, and selling teams that I don't like. Pretty straightforward from there. You can play along too. So first I got the Cowboys. I gotta sell with Dak being hurt. Cooper Rush we saw last year. I think he beat the Vikings, or the year before. I think a 1 or 2 game phenomenon backup. That's what backups are kind of made for, to cover a 1 or 2 game stretch, especially at quarterback. But over a few weeks, it's not happening. I don't like the Cowboys here.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. I would definitely sell the Cowboys. Dak being hurt really hurts them. And CeeDee Lamb wasn't even that much involved in their first opener, so I don't know. So it's something to look out for.
Next we got the Raiders, who took a loss in week 1 to the Chargers. I'm still buying them. I'm still a big Raiders fan right now. They are in the toughest division of football right now. They played a really good Chargers team. Derek Carr did make a few bad decisions, but they battled back and they were in that game. And I really like their roster. I think they can do a lot of things well. And I'm a big Raiders guy because I believe that team and some of those players have been through so much. I think they deserve, to win and have a good break. Yeah,
the camaraderie is like really tight with that team. So.
Yeah, and what are you saying? You buying or selling the Raiders?
I mean, I would also have to sell because I would also have to buy.
Oh, I was about to say
I'm not selling the Raiders.
You can't do that.
But
no, you can go against me. That's okay.
I definitely think I would buy them because they have a lot of stars on the team, and the AFC is hard. Like. Their division specifically is one of maybe the hardest division in football. So you're going to take a loss from the Chargers. You might take a loss from, the Chiefs. It's stuff like that.
It's going to happen.
It's going to happen, but I don't know.
I think it's a good team. We're going to go run through an obvious one real quick. The Bills. That's an obvious buy. They look so good Thursday night. Josh Allen is firing off all cylinders right now. Stephon Diggs is fabulous. My one concern with the Bills were they had a beat-up secondary at the corner spots.
Didn't look like
the 2 rookies did fine.
Yeah, it didn't look like they had a beat-up secondary.
Jordan Poyer and Micah Hyde did fantastic. And that pass rush with Von Miller and his Dorito chip haircut did very well against the Rams, the reigning Super Bowl champs. We'll move on to the 49ers, who lost to the Bears. I'm selling this team. You can't lose to the Bears, even in those weather conditions, especially because the 49ers are a very good run team.
They are definitely very good.
Those rainy games with the soaked field, they're made for running games. And I don't know if Trey Lance is it. I don't like the 49ers at this point.
You have to win that game. And the fact that they didn't against a leaky Bears team is upsetting. So
They made Justin Fields look pretty
really
good. But I don't like the 49ers right now. We'll go into a buy here. I got the Lions. I'm definitely buying them. They are a gritty team. They will not stop playing football. We both saw that. We were both a little scared.
It was a scary game.
I definitely was, and I think they're a very solid team and a little bit of a weaker division. The Bears got to win, but I don't think the Bears are very good. Green Bay lost. I don't really think Green Bay is good.
Yeah, but we also said that last year when Green Bay lost to the Saints, and then they proceeded to have the MVP, Aaron Rodgers. But it's a different team. They don't have Devontae Adams, and
We'll have to see how things rolls out, but I do like the Lions. I think they have a lot of pieces. They're definitely better than last year. I think Aiden Hutchinson is going to be a star.
Yes, he was really good looking in that first game.
Their ground game is beautiful.
The 1-2 punch with Jamal Williams and DeAndre Swift.
DeAndre Swift, and that's perfect for Jared Goff. Mm-hmm. I think keep pressure off Jared, and Jared can win you games. We saw that with the Rams. The Rams back then did have a better roster than the Lions, but I think the Lions are there. And the last team, we got the Ravens here. I'm going to sell the Ravens.
Yeah, I would also sell the Ravens. I'm not. Lamar played really good, but
I don't like this contract situation. I know people are kind of, thinking I'm like looking too much into this. I've talked to a few Ravens fans, but when
Sam Reed is not going to be happy about this pick.
No, they've offered him so much money and he's not taking it. And it's I'm more concerned for Lamar because he can't keep playing without this money guaranteed. He's a running quarterback. They still have him on some type of deal right now, but still he needs to get this deal figured out. I wouldn't take that. I wouldn't give Lamar that much money. He's a great player, but he's a runner, so he's definitely gonna get injured more. But I'm selling the Ravens,
especially they played the Jets, so it's like nothing.
They
really
beat up on a rough Jets team
with Joe Flacco as your starting quarterback in 2022. Come on now, we need to see at least we need another week, like a decent week, to really evaluate the Ravens.
But week 1, nevertheless, football's back. It was a fun one. Who we got Thursday night? Is that Chargers Chiefs?
Maybe.
Entertain.
Yeah, I mean, NFL has been wild so far. It's nice to see some it's nice to see the teams that we thought were gonna be like so good have like really bad games. Like the Rams, I had Cam Akers on my fantasy team, and he proceeded to have 3 touches and 0 yards. So that was upsetting for my fantasy team, and I indeed lost last week.
I took a tough L in fantasy too. Yeah. Devontae Smith had me 0 points. It was tough. I think it's Chiefs Chargers because the Chiefs kicker is ruled out. So that means Justin Reed, the safety, will probably be kicking again.
But he did a good job.
He did do a good job. He kicked the ball very well. But yeah, fantasy, I took a tough L this week to Aaron. Who do you lose to?
No, I lost in a different league. I did win. I did win our league. In our personal league. I won against Tyler by like 20 points.
20 points. I took a tough L by, oh my gosh, a lot. It was probably almost 50. It was pretty bad.
One other thing. Russell Wilson and the Broncos against Seattle.
Ooh, Coach P is going to be listening to this, but not like it.
What happened? Broncos?
Let's cry.
Let's cry.
Russell Wilson, you got outplayed by Geno Smith.
Your backup. He was your backup.
He was your backup, and then your coach proceeds to not trust you enough and kick a 64-yard field goal when it's 4th and 5, and you have a very good 4th and 5 percentage. I'm lost for words here. Like you can't lose that. Like
you cannot. It was really like. It was kind of like weird because at the end of the game, Russell Wilson didn't really talk to any Seahawks players, and now it's making people think in general that people on the Seahawks didn't really like Russell Wilson. He barely talked to Pete Carroll, he went to Super Bowls with that coach, and he was just like hi, and then like left, and then no other Seahawks players were around Russell trying to talk to him.
What if Russ was the problem?
That's something to look out for now.
What if the Seahawks just? They're not going to win too many games, but what if they?
What if they win? What if they
do actually solid?
What if they go 500? That'd be crazy if they went 500.
Post Russell Wilson, Seahawks going 500 with Geno Smith. That'd be absolutely. and Jamal Adams, who can't catch an interception to save his life. That'd be crazy. But week 1, beautiful week. I do have to grade it. What would you grade week 1? We're gonna give weekly grades to NFL football.
I think it was a good, solid games kind of week. A lot of upsets, a lot of close games, and I have to give it maybe an 8, maybe 9, because it was a good week because it was the opener. So you expect a lot, and your dreams get crushed or stuff like that. So maybe an 8, I'd give it.
I was gonna give it an ABC.
Oh, ABC grade.
Give it an ABC. I like that better.
I thought you meant out of 10. B, maybe a B minus. I feel like a lot of teams could play a lot better, and you had teams like the Ravens who beat up on the Jets, but you also had teams like the Texans and the Colts tie week 1.
That was crazy.
So yeah, maybe a B.
I'll give it a B plus only because I lost in fantasy, but I thought sometimes just having upsets like this and weird stuff happen is just how awesome football is. So
it is.
If I wouldn't have lost fantasy, I'd definitely rate this higher.
Mm-hmm.
But so that's gonna be a wrap for this episode. Thank you guys for listening, watching, whatever you're doing. Make sure to check out Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, all22_pod. There should be a link to the merch. We got Gilk t-shirts. We got some regular all 22 t-shirts. Make sure you check those out. Thanks for listening. And you want to lead us out of here?
Tip of the spear.
Always sharp.
Let's do this.